Hello from New Mexico. So Aspen and I made it into Roswell, New Mexico last night. We just had time to get some dinner and to set up camp, and we're about to roll out of here. We're going to pack up the tent, and today we're headed to
Truth or Consequences.
So my grandparents lived here for a couple of years whenever I was a young kid, and they've told me a lot of stories about this place, so I wanted to come check it out for myself. We've been traveling the last couple of days, so we're pretty tired, so we're going to go soak in some of the mineral baths that this town is known for. Okay, so that wraps up our soak here in Truth or Consequences. If you're in this area, I highly recommend stopping by any of these hot springs in town. We chose Blackstone Hot Springs. It's really pretty here, super nice, really nice high-end environment here. Super easy to book. Private pool, it was fantastic. So this is the place that we recommend. The river bend one looks cool too because you can see the river while you're soaking, but I think any of it would be great.
So now we are going to get out of Truth or Consequences and head to Las Cruces.
Okay, so we rolled into Las Cruces pretty late last night. We just had time to get some dinner and then get here to the KOA to set up our tent. We knew that this was going to happen. This happens with us a lot. We'll kind of be out adventuring and having some fun until, after dark. So whenever we get to camp, we got to set up in the dark usually. This is why I love the rooftop tent. That's why we brought it on this trip. I've had this tent for like 7 years now. It's about to have its 7th birthday coming up in the spring. We've taken it all over the place. It's super comfortable. It has a 3-inch thick foam mattress in it, so I sleep really well in it. It's super easy for me to set up by myself in about 5 minutes, even if it's dark. So that's one of my favorite things about this tent. What do you like about it?
I really like that it sits so high off the ground. It kind of just makes you feel a little bit safer, I guess. Like you said, it is super comfortable. It's also made of ripstop canvas, and so it prevents a lot of air and breeze coming in, and honestly it helps keep it warmer. I don't know what the tent's classified as, but I think it's a 4-season tent personally. It's really warm in the winter. We've camped out in Colorado in it and woke up when it was snowing, and we weren't even that cold. So yeah, overall I think it's just a great tent. I really enjoy sleeping in it.
Yeah, last night it got down to like lower 30s, and we were kind of worried about getting out of it because it was so warm inside there. We were just nice and toasty in there, so sometimes it makes it hard to get up in the morning. But
it's pretty roomy too.
Yeah, they consider it a 3-person tent, so whenever it's open, it's 4 by 8. We have enough room for us two. I don't know about having a 3rd person in there, but for 2 people, it's plenty big enough, and we have room at the head and the feet to put our shoes and clothes and stuff like that. So
we recently tried a hard shell rooftop tent, and I like this one better.
We're going to pack the tent up, and we're going to go grab a bite to eat for lunch, and then we're going to go to
White Sands National Park.
White Sands National Park and Carlsbad Caverns were the 2 places that my mama and papa told me a lot about whenever they moved back home from living out here. So it's 2 places that I've always really wanted to come visit and see for myself with my own 2 eyes, and I'm really thankful that I'm able to come out here and check this out, especially with my wife Aspen on this trip. This is great. I feel like I'm kind of following in their footsteps, so it's really beautiful out here. We're really having a great time. Okay, so we stayed in White Sands National Park last night until they closed it down, and then after that we went and got a bite to eat. And the campground that we stayed at the night before was booked up, so we just had to get a hotel in Las Cruces. So now we're packing up and we're about to head out and we're going to head towards Carlsbad Caverns.
You have to get tickets to go on a tour through Carlsbad Caverns, even if it's a self-guided tour. They were all booked up. So today we are going to go to Guadalupe Mountains and hike the McKittrick Canyon Trail.
So where is the hiking footage from the McKittrick Canyon hike that we discussed? Well, we kind of had a weird day and we blew it. So we got to the canyon a little later than expected, and they closed earlier than expected, and they had a time change that we didn't know about because they were in Texas instead of New Mexico.
We were actually at the trailhead, and my clock said one time and Craig's clock said another time, and we had no idea what time it was.
Yeah, that's like right on the border of where the time changes, so we didn't expect that, we didn't account for that, and they closed the trail. They want everybody to be off the trails by 4:30, and it was like 4 o'clock whenever we got there. We thought that we were going to have enough time. We thought it was 3 o'clock, so we thought we'd at least have time to do the short hike. But so last night we got to the town of Carlsbad, and we set up camp here at an RV park. Today is our Carlsbad Caverns Day.
We have tickets for a self-guided tour through the cave. We have to arrive there by 9:30, but once you're in the cave, you can take as long as you want to explore and look around.
Yeah, Carlsbad Caverns is one of the two places that Mama and Papa really hyped up, and they really seem to enjoy it. So I've really been looking forward to going, and Aspen's actually always wanted to go too. So we're actually from Kentucky, so we're kind of used to Mammoth Cave. It's like one of the largest caves in the world.
It is the largest cave in the world.
It's the largest cave in the world, but if you've been there, I don't think it's going to be as interesting as Carlsbad Caverns.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot more stalactites and stalagmites and stuff like that, and it is massive. It's still one of the biggest in the world. So we're really excited about Carlsbad Caverns today. So let's get going. Well, we've had really good weather on this trip. It's been sunny and mostly like in the lower 70s or maybe in the 60s during the daytime. Today there's a chance of rain, so it's a great day for us to be underground in a cave. Well, Mama and Papa did not oversell Carlsbad Caverns. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen or been to or done.
It was like totally amazing. I took so many pictures. It seems like every time I turned around the corner, I was going, wow!
Yeah, for real. It seems like you're under the ocean or something. It seems like there's coral everywhere, and you know, it's just kind of like otherworldly. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Even the entrance of the cave from then on forward was just like totally amazing.
Yeah, no matter which direction that you turn your head, you're just seeing something completely breathtaking that you've never seen before. It's really otherworldly.
It was really neat seeing how deep you were. When we got done walking through what was considered the entrance, it was probably, how far do you think it was? 1.5 miles or so?
It was. It's just a little bit shorter than the Empire State Building when you're down at the bottom. So yeah, you're really down far into the earth, and yeah, it's just crazy. So if you're in the El Paso area or if you're in Southwest New Mexico, definitely make it a point to swing by Carlsbad Caverns. It's really great.
I'm a little less bitter about missing the Guadalupe Mountain National Park because I think this was worth the 17-hour drive in itself.
For sure, yeah. Between this and White Sands, made it completely worth this trip. Yeah.
Like we mentioned earlier, we've got Mammoth Cave back in Kentucky, which is also neat, and it's a national park, but this was just totally incredible on a whole next level.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna run back in and grab a bite to eat real quick and get our national parks passport stamped and probably grab a t-shirt or something. And then we're going to wrap this trip up and start heading home. So thank you for joining us, and I guess we'll see you the next time we make one of these trip videos.